Hello and welcome back to another Craig and Dave Unscripted. So you may have spotted the different branding. So we have a special guest we're bringing on today. So without further ado, you're going to get them straight in. This is Abhi from JetLearn. Hi, Abhi. Thanks for seeing us today.
Hi, Dave. How are you doing?
Very good. Streaming all the way from Amsterdam, I gather. So thank you very much. We're going to dive straight in. Dave's really good at finding these speakers and guests. And I think you actually reached out to us. So Dave's been interacting, and it's great because I come at these a bit cold sometimes. So I've literally just typed in before the stream, what is JetLearn? And the first thing that catches me proudly on the front page, empowering your child with tech skills not taught in schools. Oh, I love that. You've got my interest already. So yeah, what is JetLearn and who's it for?
Cool. Yeah. Awesome to be here. I have the best job in the world, I feel. I'm the founder at JetLearn, where I get to combine two of my passions. One is education and the impact it can have on the next generation, and technology, the love for technology, and again, the power it has to impact society, humankind, move us forward. So JetLearn, at its core, think about it as an online after school focused on new age skills, programming, AI, robotics, generative AI, and making it super fun, exciting, inspiring for kids who are in school right now. Because, these are the kids who in next 20, 30 years are, going to drive humankind forward. They are going to discover, the next version of space travel, the next version of, medicines to enhance human longevity, be the next Elon Musk. So, our mission is to give everybody a strong foundation in these tech skills, and also inspire them to start thinking about it at a young age, how to solve the big problems that humankind faces.
Wow, I love that. And one thing you said, you listed 4 things a minute ago. You said programming, AI, robotics, generative sort of AI, and you're right. Beyond the programming, there's almost no English exam board out there that covers those own topics at the moment. I think one touches a tiny bit on robotics. We're all losing our mind over AI since ChatGTP, but of course it's going to take a few years for the exam boards and the specs to be rewritten. So it's like, yeah, this is additional, this is after school, all that stuff. It's fascinating and interesting. So I'm peaked already. So sorry, Dave, I'm dominating this one already. So tell us a little bit about your personal story then, Abhi. So I didn't realize, so you're the founder of JetLearn. This was your idea originally.
Exactly. As I said, I'm passionate about 2 things: education and technology, and the impact it can have. And if I look back, I was actually born in a very small town in India. And my parents put extra money, extra effort to put me into that one school in that small town where English was the first language. And that had an outsized impact on my trajectory. I lived in 5 different countries, worked in Silicon Valley for a decade, had amazing learning experiences. And I think all that was really enabled by that push that my parents gave me at an early childhood level. I strongly believe, and I think that's where your mission probably also is aligned, right? That, you know, speaking the language of technology is the new English, right? If you can speak the language of technology, if you can communicate with computers, with machines, right, and give them instructions, be it chat GPT, be it programming, something new will come along next year, right? But if you have that foundational skill and that aptitude, I think whatever one does in the future, be it being a lawyer, an educator, being an entrepreneur, software engineer, they're just going to enhance your impact so much, right? So I think just as I got that opportunity at an early childhood level to kind of uh, you know have these amazing experiences. I'm very fortunate to be in this position at JetLearn, where we are creating such opportunities for right now it's thousands of learners. Very soon, hopefully, for hundreds of thousands of learners.
I love that as well. So I'm going to jump in with one other thing. You just reminded me. I was watching an interview by the founder of Steam. So people don't know Steam, it's a massive gaming platform for PCs. And he was doing an interview about the importance of getting children into coding and programming. And the phrase he said was, get into programming now, because the kids of today, you will be the wizards of tomorrow. And programming is the closest thing you've got some magic in the current world. And I was like, I like that, and that just really resonated with what you were just saying. Sorry, Dave, you look like you were going to say something.
I was just going to say, and I really like the fact that your focus is on the extracurricular. You know, we're awash with resources and schemes of learning for teachers to use in the classroom that obviously all have a foundation on the national curriculum or specifications for examination boards. And what you're offering is something very different, very refreshing. It's about empowering, it's about inspiring, and it's about enriching young people in the world of technology outside of school and going beyond those boundary fences that we certainly focus on in order to ensure that students are successful in exams. But life's far more than just exams. And sometimes as teachers, we get a little bit blinkered into that mindset of what the students need to learn is what we're teaching them. And actually, there's a whole world out there. And that's what is really sort of impressing me and resonating with me about JetLearn. So I really like the look of what you've got there. I think before sort of we go on to the next question, it's worth just saying to the audience that a quick disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video, okay?
No.
We are not sponsored. Abhi has not paid for this opportunity. No money is changing hands here. This is, another opportunity for us just to highlight products that we think are quite impressive, and we don't need to receive money to do that. So we're just grateful, Abhi, that you're here to share your product with us.
Thanks for the opportunity, Greg and Dave. I'm honored to be here.
No, absolutely. And if you've been regular with us here, we know we do this. You know, if you're out there and you've got something, you don't have to give us a lot of money, as you say, you only give us any. We had Code Monkey on a few weeks ago, and another excellent product we saw from America. So, we promote these things because we think you want to know about them. And how often, just before I go on to the next question, how often do we get teachers reaching out to us, Dave, via email saying, have you got any ideas for an extracurricular club, an after school, a lunchtime club? I've got some bright year 11s who want to do X, Y, Z. We help as best we can, and yes, we do have a few bits and we'd love to do more, but our focus has to be on the core stuff. Well, here you go. Here's a great resource. Go check this out. I think we're leading quite nicely into the next question then, Abhi. So you told us a bit about what effectively it is and what the story is, but what are the courses then you offer? And I know you offer for a full range, right down from sort of what we would call primary school level here. But if we focus on sort of the secondary school level, so 11 to 18-year-olds. So what is it you offer here?
Yeah, I'll walk you through our website maybe, but before that, as I said, our mission is to empower kids to start seeing these technology. I would say, start seeing technology as a toolbox that they would have for the future, right? To build whatever they want to, right? Technology. I think you quoted somebody amazing, right? So it's as close to magic. If you can imagine something like I want to build an app to and this is a real story, to prevent bullying at school. One of our learners actually built such an app, right? So it's closest to magic. If you can imagine something and you have a foundation of or to figure out technology, you can build stuff very easily. Even if you don't know everything, but you have that mindset, you can build stuff very easily, very fast, and then can actually make an impact. So that's the idea behind every course or learning journeys we have, right? So the way we think about our learners is, we guide them through learning journeys. We have learning journeys from 6 to 16, to focus on the 11 to 18. First is we start them off with the foundation, right? What is computational thinking? Some of them may have gone through your material at some school, so they already have a strong foundation in what is loops, what are nested loops, what is coding, right? Then based on their interest, we guide them through the learning journeys, right? If they are more creative, want to explore more, how to use technology to make more art and more on the creative side, then they can choose a path which is more around web design, designing NFTs and so on. If they're more mathematically inclined, more analytically inclined, we'll guide them towards a path of learning Python, data science, AI, fine-tuning your own large language models. So all these learning journeys are there. So all our sessions that we do are after school in one-on-one or very, very small groups. Most of the sessions that we do are one-on-one. And this gives us a somewhat of a different approach when we're engaging with learners, is we can guide every learner through a very personalized learning journey, right? We do a quick assessment of what is the starting point. Again, maybe they have had access to your excellent material at their school, right? So then they are already uh, at a level that is slightly further ahead than other learners, right? uh, or maybe they haven't had exposure, then they have to start at a more basic level. Then their pace of learning could be different, and their interest could also be different, right? So in a heavily data driven approach, we can guide every learner through very personalized learning journeys, right? And one of our key beliefs is, for real learning to happen, we need to engage the mind, the hands, and the heart. All three need to be engaged, right? So it's so that is our learner centricity. In every session that we do, we make it a point that all three need to be engaged, so that the kids are not just imbibing information, but actually are inspired to do something with that knowledge. And I'm confident that in 20, 30 years, some of our learners, you're going to read about them in the news. They're going to do something big, right? So with that, I'll go into a little more detail on the website.
I
Are
love
you
the
able to
fact you
see
said,
it?
sorry, just to interrupt. I love the fact you said a phrase there that teachers are going to love: personalized learning journeys. I mean, you can tell, obviously, and no offense to anyone else out there, but it's not just another website that's been thrown together without any thought. Clearly you are thinking about, every student, every child is different. They have different starting point, different endpoints. All of that is going to resonate with teachers very well. I really like that. I really, really like that.
Yeah.
I like the really strong sort of pedagogy here. I mean, I had to write it down when you said it, so that I can reflect on this a little bit more.
Hands,
after this
heart.
session. Mind, hand, heart.
Yeah.
I've written it down. I need to think about that. I think that's really powerful.
Yeah.
What is it the students are learning? What is it the students are doing? And why do they want to do it? Sort of is how I'm interpreting that. But yeah, that's really powerful.
Yeah, and in the way, I personally really believe in the heart thing, right? If you're passionate, if you can incite passion into somebody and make it fun, then it doesn't seem like learning. People go way more effort than what they would do. And to make it super simple, right? And this is actual example, right? Somebody, let's say they took our 6th class in advanced Python today, right? But maybe their goal is to they love Harry Potter, so they go and build a Harry Potter animation after that session using what they've learned. Some other person really loves soccer, so right now we will give them assignment. Okay, go code a soccer game, or look at data between Manchester United and Liverpool, and then come up with a histogram, right? So again, same concepts. The application is different, where their heart is involved. And once they go through that process, they'll imbibe the concept at such more deeper level, they will never forget it, right? And then that kind of builds on it. And
so this really isn't learning on rails. This isn't, here's a course and you start with lesson 1 and you get to lesson 8 and everybody's done exactly the same thing in exactly the same way. This is really about tailoring whatever the core is to what the interest is of the student.
Exactly. I think the way that we see it is a framework. There are certain learning outcomes, right? Yeah, I mean, if you're learning Python, you need to understand about variables, loops,
Sure.
etc., right? But everybody, and it's very tough to do it in a larger classroom setting, right? But in a one-on-one setting,
Sure.
especially an online setting where we can collect so much data about every learner, right? What are the engagement levels? Have they done the assignments? Are they strong in this? This is their interest, right? We are able to just do this hyper personalization for every learner. The learning outcomes are there, but it's not just that, as I said, just not the mind, right? That learned, or what a nested loop is. They've actually applied it with their hands and actually made something that the heart wants to make, right? So that, I think, leads to really once you do this, you will never forget that concept, and you will want to do more, right? So yeah, that's the idea, and I think we have taken a few steps in the journey, but there's still a lot more to be done. So super excited about what comes next.
Yeah, sorry, I've got ourselves all sidetracked our interview. That's how exciting this is. So let's go back to that last question, because you started to talk about it and then I interrupted you. It's just also interesting. So yeah, so what we've got this idea now. It's not like a fixed set course, as you said, but so as a typical 11 to 18-year-old, then what is it you're able to show us, the sort of things they might do, or the courses?
Sure, I'll just share the website again. Are you able to see this?
Yes, the website's on at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, right? So just scroll down a little bit. So, and again, we are focused on after school stuff, AI, programming, robotics. Something new will come along next year. So, and typically for 12, 11 plus age group, we start with the foundation in programming. Typically, it's the Python language that we start off with, right? And depending on what the starting level is, we kind of modulate the pace and the level, right? And then they follow learning journeys, which cover so everything is based on learning journeys. It's not just a course that you finish, but everything kind of threads together, right? And typically after a foundation in Python, you can typically people go on to slightly more advanced stuff in getting a initial introduction to AI, right? So what is artificial intelligence used? Build your own very simple models, think about how to do stuff around data and so on, right? So that's a typical next step. Then we actually give the learners a chance to explore new stuff based on their interest, right? So if you want to focus more on data analytics, you can go on to more AI, Gen AI kind of stuff. Or if you're more creatively inclined, then you'll move on to more advanced web design, designing your web apps, more advanced apps that can go onto the Play Store or the App Store. Some kids have shown, in at least last year, there was a lot of interest on blockchain. So we designed a course to make blockchain fun and exciting for kids. Similarly, we have courses around Web3, metaverse, and you're making your own metaverse and so on.
Oh, wow.
But,
okay.
But the whole idea is that kids can kind of, you have a buffet in front of you. You choose your base thing, you'll have your, let's say, some things have to be on that plate as a foundation. And then we will guide you based on your interest. And sometimes the parents also have an input to create that, whole plate for you, and guide you through that journey over a few years to make it super fun, exciting. And hopefully, you will build something super interesting in the course that you are learning, while building a very strong foundation.
There's more words you've thrown in there which aren't on any English specification at the moment. Metaverse, blockchain, maybe in one. Visual reality, AR, AI. All this stuff is fascinating. I want to try some of these courses.
We actually did a fun workshop for the kids of our parents on designing NFTs. That was a hit.
NFTs, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
they popular as well all of a sudden.
Right. And yeah, and again, I think the pace of the outside world moves a bit faster than the curriculum moves, not a bit, sometimes much faster.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
And I'm actually surprised the learners of today are so aware. They are the digital generation. I first maybe wrote my first program when I was 15, and really got into programming when I was in my late teens, right? Nowadays, things that I learned at 20, kids actually know about it at 8, 9 years of age, and they want to do more.
So if I understand you correctly, then it looks a little bit like this. Imagine something that is not being taught in school, but is of the moment. So let's take something like augmented reality, but it could be anything. So I sign up for you with a course on augmented reality, and I have one-to-one sessions with my own personal tutor. They might be in small group, but they're one-to-one sessions with my own tutor, who's going to explore augmented reality with me, what it is, what it means, what it does, what it's capable of. And then we're going to build a little example of that kind of thing, based on an interest that I might have, putting a bit of augmented reality into action. And I ultimately not only have learned about what the technology is and what it's capable of, and I've got a little example of something that I've made, but it's based on an interest that I had, that I wanted to bring this augmented reality to life in. Have I kind of accurately captured what it is that JetLearn's doing for me?
Yeah, exactly. I think most of our sessions are one-on-one, right? Because we need to hyper-personalize in the manner that we work with. But exactly true, right? If I have to add a little more color to it, let's say, you picked an augmented reality course. You're super excited. You've played Pokemon and you want to develop a simple version of it yourself, right? So we'll do a quick assessment of what your starting level is. If you already have a bit of a background in programming, we'll directly start you on that augmented reality course that we have. The first roughly 10 to 12 sessions will teach you different foundational stuff on that platform. Think about it as you have a toolbox. In the first 10 sessions, you'll learn how to use those 10 tools and become very good at using 10 tools. But in the next 2 to 3 sessions, the learner will actually pick an area of their own interest, right? That this is what I want to build. Again, going back to that, I want to build the school where I want to build Hogwarts. I'm into Harry Potter. I want to build Hogwarts in augmented reality. So next 2 to 3 sessions, you will use each of the tools that you have learned and use each of them to build your own Hogwarts in augmented reality, right? So I think that's the approach. And once you've done that, again, I'm going back to the same framework. You use your mind. You've learned how to use each of these tools. Use your mind and your hands in each of the 10 sessions. Then you actually build something using those tools that you really are excited about building, right? So then you go a bit beyond. And in that, 3 to 4 months that you've been with us, doing 1 hour a week live with us, and then spending 1 or 2 hours of your own, you automate, and you get the learners sees themselves getting better, then they automatically want to do more, right? So then they will look at our menu of items. Okay, this is what I want to do next. Or our teacher and we have some algorithms will suggest, okay, this is the next step for you now that you have learned all this and you want to do this. So, and that's how the learning journey then continues.
I really like that. A question I'm going to have to ask. It's you've talked a lot about the personalized learning journey, and I think that's absolutely great. And you've said a lot of the sessions are one-on-one. I think that's great because we just don't get to do that as teachers. But any teachers watching this are going to want me to ask then. So as you've obviously got one-on-one sessions, well, what do you do as JetLearn to ensure children are safeguarded? Because obviously that's a very important concept for teachers. Be a question that will be asked.
Yeah, I think that we take this very, very, very seriously. So all the teachers who are on the platform, not only are they qualified, everybody has a CS degree or significant experience in computer science, but we do a thorough background check on them. And there's no personal information that is exchanged in the sessions. So all the communication between the learner, the parent, happens through our platform, the JetLearn platform. So no teacher and no student has each other's personal information to contact after class.
Oh, that's brilliant. No, thank you very much. It's just one of those very important questions. You say one-to-one, and that is brilliant. But yes, so we're safeguarding questions everywhere. No, go on, Dave.
Would you advocate the parents sort of having an involvement, so it's not just one-to-one child and their remote teacher, but the parents are sort of on the journey with their I wanted to say learner, I wanted to say student. It's their child, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it becomes something that the parents are involved with anyway. So safeguarding is not the issue because the parents are involved.
Exactly. I think the parents are involved. We obviously have a lot of technology to monitor stuff, but yeah, I think the most important thing is background checks, no personal information exchanged. And the parents get an update after every class. This is what the project was done. This is the next project that your child would do. And then, every 10 sessions, we have a team we call Learner Success, which kind of sits, on top of the teachers. So they review the progress and actually sit with the parents and explain to them, what and also if parents have any inputs or they want to change the roadmap, we get that input also from the parents also, and then refine the learning journeys.
Okay, good stuff. This isn't a question that we thought about in advance, but I'm going to throw it in anyway. How many students have you had sort of go through one of your programs? What's the global reach, and what's the sort of take up been so far?
Exactly, great question. So so our core program is the one. So we have nearly 6,000 to 7,000 learners have studied something from us, right? We have a few thousand active learners as of this week, right? We started off in the Netherlands first 2 years ago, right? And now we are quite active in the Netherlands, in the UK, in Ireland, and Luxembourg. These are, let's say, our 4 countries where most of our learners are. But we are an online first setup, so people from anywhere in the world can join us if they get to know about us. So right now, nearly 1/3 of our learners are based in the UK, 1/3 in the Netherlands, and the rest 1/3 are fully global, right? And
so what I'm hearing really, just to for our audience's purposes, we have, well, I say we, it's you, it's nothing to do with me, but you have you've had thousands of students in the UK learn something with you. What I'm trying to establish here is that this isn't something that's brand new and it's untested and people don't really know what they're getting. No, this is an established model that you've got.
Exactly, right. I think there's a lot of interest from parents on this, because you work with quite a few schools, but a lot of parents have told us that their school does not offer anything at all when it comes to programming. So I think it's not every school's offer.
Very common.
Yeah, so a lot of parents do come to us because their schools, they want the schools to offer. Some schools are offering after school clubs, but these are the first clubs to, these are full like in half an hour once the slots open up. So that's where parents find out about us, and I think, and then once they find out about us, they tend to stay with us for a very long time.
And we need more of this sort of stuff for our subject. I mean, ever since we've all been at school, there's always the after sports club. You can go and play football. You can go play hockey. You can go join the choir and the school band. Where's our after school club? This is it. I mean, so joking aside, I think this is absolutely fantastic, because for a lot of time for teachers, it's just not having the time or the access to the
expertise.
Or the expertise. Yeah.
I mean, some of the things Abhi's talking about, I wouldn't be able to teach.
No, NFTs, blockchain, I don't teach it, therefore I'm aware of it. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Look, teachers aren't going to let me get away of asking another question, which teachers always ask. So, so what does it cost? I noticed, as you were saying the website earlier, there were free trial classes, something. So what's the sort of cost? How does that work?
Yes. So, everybody starts with a free assessment, right? And then if they like what they see and the timing matches, etc., right? Then they start off with the monthly subscription, which is $99 a month, right? And for that, what they get is 4 live sessions every month, right? Once a week on a schedule, plus a couple of hours of self-learning material, assessments, assignments. Every month, we also do 2 group sessions where all our learners join. We make a community. Some of our learners get a chance to showcase their projects to other learners. We have like a monthly leaderboard, prizes, etc. They also feel proud. Sometimes we get in some external experts, like somebody working on metaverse at Facebook to give a talk, somebody at Disney to give a demonstration to the kids, just to involve more of the heart, as I said, right? This is what I could become, or this is what I could build if I'm learning these things, just to keep that inspiration going. Every 6 months, we also conduct a global hackathon, which is now becoming a brand in itself. So actually, I'm very excited about the next one. We are going to do the next one in March around Women's Day. So that's going to be a girls-only hackathon, where one of our missions is also to inspire more girls to explore STEM programming as an area of expertise, as a career. So already super excited about that. We have some already Facebook and Google have committed some prizes for that hackathon and so on. So yeah. So basically, this is the whole package that the parent gets, right? And
so are those prices? Are they in pounds sterling or are they dollars? What was the currency?
We've kept the same for every country. It's $99, euros, and pounds. Yes.
Right. Go to the website, which, by the way, we haven't popped on the screen yet. I was going to the end, but yes, the website is quite easy. JetLearn.com. So you can't do wrong. We'll pop that up at the end there. I guess I've got one other important question, and then really I'll open up for anything else you want to talk about or show us. Great answers, by the way. Is there any particular support you provide for disadvantaged children? So who would be able to sort of access JetLearn?
A great question, and I think we've heard a lot about this from parents. And again, since we do one-on-one sessions, and we have a few of the teachers on our platform, in addition to having computer science degrees, they also have certifications to deal with children with special abilities. So we have around 5% of a cohort who have learning disabilities, ADHD, autism. So in the one-on-one settings, we are able to support them also in a very good way. And I've seen some real good transformations happen. Once the learner sees themselves putting in effort and improving, it just improves the overall confidence. Because of the attention they might not be able to get in a group setting. So that is something that we are able to achieve in our normal model. In addition, we also partner with some nonprofits and do free sessions in schools. These are group sessions. We've adopted a couple of schools in India, one in Kenya, and we're looking out for more such partnerships also. We are also working with the World Economic Forum, the Davos World Economic Forum. They formed a think tank on how to promote more AI education in Africa. So we are contributing whatever the learnings we've had over the last few years to actually influence policy and so on. So yes, I think that's what we are able to achieve. So there's a core model that gives us let's say revenue, and then part of it we definitely want to channelize in creating more access to learners who may not be able to access us otherwise.
Wow, it sounds like you're doing amazing stuff though, Abhi. I mean, you're reaching out left, right and centre by the sounds of it. It's like working with the World Economic Forum here, getting speakers in to speak from Facebook or Meta, I heard you say earlier. I mean, yeah, this is for anyone watching, I'm coming at this brand new, honestly. Dave set this one up, but it's clearly not just one bloke putting some resources together and trying to sell them for some money. this is not what JetLearn is.
No, that's what we do.
Sorry? Did you say
so
what
no,
we
that's
do?
What we do, just two blokes putting something out there.
That's harsh. That's not fair enough at all. It is clear, that you've taken a lot of passion from the experiences you've had growing up, and now, forming this company. Really good. What I don't want to do, they're all obviously the questions we have, but I don't want to end if there's anything else you think, I really wanted to get an opportunity to say this or to show this from the website or anything like that.
No, nothing very specific. It was awesome talking to you. I think, I've actually seen your material. I've come across you in the trade shows. Awesome work that you're doing. I think the world needs a lot more models, right? You have a certain model on how to, enable teachers and kids and schools to do better in this area. I think we have a certain model. I think the broad mission is still similar, right? Technology is a force for the future. It can increase your impact 10x, 100x in whatever you do. And I think we need a lot more, such people to come, whoever has passion for this to come forward and deliver more innovation in this space so that this is accessible to everyone, right? Right now, we have a few thousand learners, but just think about it. There are 1.5 billion kids in school right now who are going to be adults in the next 10, 20 years. And whatever they do, their impact can be multiplied 100-fold if they have these foundational technology skills.
Yeah, and probably more important for this generation than any generation before. Any final thoughts or comments from yourself, Dave?
Just to say thank you, Abhi, for taking the time to come onto our channel and showcase JetLearn to our audience. That's absolutely fantastic. We wish you all the best moving forward, and we congratulate you on the good work that you're doing for computer science and young people of today. So thank you very much. It's great to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Dave. It was awesome to be here and lovely to be, in your company. You've been in this space for such a long time. I really look up to what you've achieved, and hopefully get some inspiration and then every day do something slightly better than what I'm doing today.
That's the way. That's what we've always said, Dave, isn't it? You never stop learning. Every day you've got to keep saying why and look at it and do it differently. Right. We'll wrap it up there, everyone. So jetlearn.com if you want to learn more. And thank you very much again, Abhi. And we'll see everybody next week on Unscripted. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Thank you.